Hey Dutch, Nakauchi, hey everyone. Give me a second to share my screen. All right, let's see. So Gerard will not be here. He will be back tomorrow. Can you guys see the screen? Mr. T, I'll be doing that every now and then. But I guess for this week, at least, this will be the last time. And we don't have a lot of time. We have a lot of stocks to go through. Basically, I will not go through them all. Today, I'll do it a little bit more fast than I did it last time. And again, for those who are not familiar, what I'm doing is I'm building my watch list in a little bit of a different way than Carlos and Norm are doing it. I'm not saying that my way is better or their way is better. We know that every trader has a different trading style, right? And we have a little bit of a different approach. And for my trading style, what I do care about is trend continuations. I want to see a pattern on the daily chart and a pattern on the 60-minute chart. Mainly a breakout pattern or trend continuation pattern on the 60-minute chart, and at least a trend continuation pattern on the daily chart. Finally, I get my entry on the 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart and try to get one 60-minute candle move or one daily candle move. This allows me to have a tight stop loss because my entry is based on the 1-minute chart and based on the 5-minute chart, and to get a little bit of a bigger move because I try to play the pattern or the breakout on the daily and the 60-minute chart. Can you add the room drive to your list? Can you add to the room drive your list? Yeah, I'll do that. Once we're done here, I'll add the list of all the stocks I'm going through every single day in the room drive. By the way, today, if you take a look, guys, at the SPY, we didn't gap up, which I like. We're sitting literally at the breakout area. There are a few hammers, which shows us strength. But honestly, I believe there will be sort of a trap. I mean, it can't just be so obvious, right? But anything could happen in the market. And the way I want to trade most of my stocks today is after a breakout, a fake breakout. I want to see sort of a shakeout on the SPY, and then it coming back up for a breakout, and that would be my entry. If it just immediately breaks up, I'm definitely not interested in it. I'll wait for it to pull back or give me that fake breakout, and then I'll take the continuation. Anyway, we still have around an hour and a half before the market open, and anything could happen. So this pullback could happen before the market open, and then when the market open, I'll have the breakout, which could be my entry. This is just in short my idea of what could happen on the SPY around here. Now let's go through the list. AAL. Look at this. Definitely not something I would love watching. It dropped a lot, right? Reverse hammer around here, which indicates weakness. We're below the moving average. It could have a reverse CD pattern and continue dropping down. 60-minute chart below strong moving average, literally wicking out of it, and it did hold it before. Below, there are a lot of levels of support, so not something I'll be interested in watching today. Same thing with Apple, bouncing off a level, bouncing one more time off a level, stuck in a range on the daily chart. You are having this reverse hammer, then there is the doji, then there is the red candle, then there is the green candle. So basically, this could be literally anything, right? It could be green, it could be red. There is nothing you can read on the daily chart around here. And when I'm not really sure where the stock is going to, I just don't trade it. 2 attempts for the day. I really need to be selective with my watch list. Maybe tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow, when it becomes a little bit more clean. ACB. Same thing around here. We had a double top on the daily chart. Now we're kind of selling off. Overall, we're in a kind of decent trend, like short-term trend at least. We did bounce off the 9. We're sitting at the 9 right now. Wicks bouncing off this level around here or the 9 moving average, which could indicate that we could have a potential continuation today. 60-minute chart, we could see how we're getting bought back up at these lows around here, which is also a decent indicator. The only thing which I don't like about it is the resistance ahead. You could have a resistance here, you could have resistance here, right? You could have resistance here, you could have it here. Basically, a lot of potential resistance levels. And as I told you, I try to predict this one single daily candle or one single 60-minute candle. just to get that decent move and then get my entry on the 1 and the 5. When I see that the 60 candle doesn't have huge potential of going through or following through, I just prefer not watching it. AG. Ayman, on your 60-minute chart, daily charts, are the moving average simple or exponential? Mike, they're the exponential, 9 and 20. Exponential moving averages, 50 and 200, simple moving averages. So look at this here. Again, same thing with the daily chart. It's just choppy, right? It could literally be anything. Really wide bar green candle or white candle in our case. Then there is a red candle, and you see it's just chopping, which means that today we could do literally anything. I'm definitely a little bit more short biased, but again, to be short biased, you really need to break this level around here, right? You see, if you just zoom it out, you can see how this level is actually holding. And then if we break this 1725, we could have room all the way to 1693. Does that mean I'm going to short it immediately the moment it breaks 1725? Definitely not. There should be a pattern on the smaller time frame. Like we do break it, then on the smaller time frame, we're having a reverse ABCD pattern for the retest, right? Or maybe a descending triangle around here for the breakout, or maybe descending triangle after the breakout, right? Or maybe bear flag for a continuation. Like any pattern somewhere around this level for the breakdown. Above it, definitely not doing anything with it. I'll keep it for now. I'm definitely not really liking it much. Again, there is strong moving average around here, but just in case you don't find anything, though, I really think that today there will be some interesting stuff to watch with the position of this SPY. AMD stuck in a range, 60-minute chart just ugly, definitely not worth keeping an eye on. Same thing on BA around here. Basket. Okay, there it is. Baba around here. Okay. So Baba, you see that we dropped down into, yes, this is basically Friday's low. Let's zoom it out a little bit more and see what we have around here, because basically you need to see the closest levels below you. And if there is nothing around here, you need to zoom it out a little bit. Look at the daily chart. The daily chart doesn't tell us a lot. There is sort of a downtrend around here. Then it's going up, and now it's waving one more time. And the thing which I see is that we're making higher lows. What could happen around this level is sort of a continuation or a continuation of a chop on the daily chart. Basically, it's not so clean. Maybe in 2 or 3 more days, if it's going to hold this level and then break it, I'd be interested in playing it for the breakdown. Around here, it's just not clean. And if I want to play to the short side, it definitely would be only below 211 and not above it. But looking at how it moves around here, I personally believe that today it could actually squeeze up rather than selling off, but definitely not going to take it to the long side. And I told you why on my previous talks we watched, because of the many resistance we might have ahead of us. Hey, Danny. BAC, definitely not worth watching, right? You could just take a look on the daily chart around here, just pretty much obvious. BB is not bad. I mean, honestly, if this moving average just squeeze, maybe not now, maybe in the afternoon. Yeah, maybe in the afternoon when this moving average just crosses with the 9 and the 20, we'll go above it, because on the daily chart, struggled. We had a fake breakdown, like buy penny. After the breakdown, we're closing as a hammer, and today we're opening around the high of the hammer, which could tell us that today's candle could be a green candle, or at least go up a little bit before closing by the end of the day as a reverse hammer, and then in the next few days continue to sell off. Either way, I do think that this could be a green candle, but I don't like the fact that we are below a 50 moving average. And guys, the 50 SMA for me is a really powerful moving average. I do use it for entries on the 1-minute chart. When I see an ABCD pattern on the 5-minute chart, I do use it for reversals when the 50 SMA crosses with the 9 and the 20 on a new 15-minute low. I do use it as bounces on the 60-minute chart, and on the daily chart when it's sitting around it. It's just a really powerful moving average, and I don't love trading into the 50 SMA. All right, BE around here. Basically, those candles are just gappy. It's gappy. You can't really read a lot around here. And you see how it's struggling, right? It's going up, then getting sold off. Then on the next day, it's going up and it's getting sold off. And today we're gapping up and we're slightly dropping down. So I see a lot of selling pressure on BE. Definitely not worth looking at it for a trend continuation or a big trend move. Buy the same thing, a lot of levels ahead of us. We opened in the middle of the candle. Still not open, but we're sitting around the middle of the candle. And what does this tell us? This tells us that we could go up and we could go down. If I want to trade this into the short side, it would be only below 185.70 something, right? Look at the average to range. The average to range is somewhere around $4 and $4.50. If I'd be taking it to the short side only below this level, it means that I will need it to make at least $3.50 move, or is that $3.50? Yeah, it's somewhere around $3.50 move before I take it for a continuation. That will leave us only with $1 move, and that's somewhere around 20% of the ATR, which is not worth it, right? You can't really force a stock to make 100% of the ATR every single time you are watching it. I love taking my trades when the stock is sitting around 30 to 50%, so that I can target the 50 to 80%. And then the 100 is my bonus. And if it makes more, that's an extra bonus. BLDP, like same thing. You see around the 50, I don't love trading them around the 50 because they usually just bounce out of it and they could chop around. Let's remove this thing because same choppy. This thing is the same. Beyond is actually a little bit interesting. I see that we are chopping in a range, but I could see that on Friday we did close as a hammer. We did bounce off the 9 EMA. There is possible continuation. Today we could open at the high, which could make us close as a bullish candle. What will I wait? I will definitely not take it immediately to the long side because, you know, market is not trading like this, right? It's not an open close, then the next day we open and we close, then the next day we open and we close, right? If you just take a look at those charts, like those candles, most of them, like literally most of them, they overlap. What does that mean? Candle open and closes, for example. The next day it opens here, it goes a little bit down, and then it continues, which results in having the wick, right? Opening here, goes all the way down here, and then it continues going higher. Looking at this around here, we are opening immediately at the place where it closed. So what I want to see is a fake breakout at the open, just small wick down, which will cause us to have a wick around here on the daily chart. Then the moment it comes back up, let's see that. Then the moment it comes back up here, I'd be taking it for a continuation. So fake breakdown on this one before playing it to the long side. Let's see what else we have there. Can definitely not worth watching, right? Choppy daily chart, choppy 60-minute chart. Same thing with CCL. Same thing with CGC. This is just ugly, like reverse hammer after an indecision candle. It's a nightmare. Disney is not so bad. There is sort of a tight range, and I could assume that if we break this level, we could make a move at least to 178. But is it really worth doing that or going for it when it's just choppy on the daily chart? That's what I'm not really sure about. So basically, I think I'm not going to watch. Definitely not for a breakout. Maybe for an ABCD later. Like right now, guys, you will see some stocks here which are not really great. None of them is looking like an A+ chart I'm looking to trade or I'm looking for. But I have them in case I don't have anything, I don't find anything which is better. And I will not be trading any of those for a breakout. Those will be for trend continuation a little bit later once the stock establishes the trend. And basically where do I want it to establish to? In this case, I want to have an established trend to the downside, established trend to the long side, established trend to the long side, and established trend to the long side. For breakout, I definitely need more clean charts to watch, and we still have a lot of those, and we might find some stuff which are even better. And if I do, I'll definitely remove some of those which are looking the worst. Are you only trading to the long side? No, Mike. I trade to the favorable direction. On AG, for example, this is not to the long side. This one I'm watching to the short side. All right, Miro wants me to watch Snap, PTON, and APPS. Let's take a look at that. Snap. This is nice, Miro. I like it. This is actually not so bad. Snap is strong. There is a decent uptrend around here. I actually had it marked on some previous day for a trend. Yeah, around here, I guess for 63. You see this? I put it on my watch list like 2 days ago, maybe 11th, maybe 10th. I don't really remember. And I said that I want to trade this thing to the long side above 63. There it is, above 63. When was that? I guess that was 11th. Yeah. That was on Friday. I put this thing on my watch list and I market prayed it for a breakout above 63 or play for an ABCD pattern. And you could see what happened on this thing around here. It immediately gave us the breakout above the 63 level, but it didn't give us any ABCD pattern. Today, it's definitely interesting as well. But this one, basically, I'll be watching not for a breakout. I'll watch it for an ABCD above 65, or maybe a breakout around 65 if it just continues chopping out in the pre-market and giving us a potential trend continuation. So that's actually a nice one. I do have it later, actually, but we still didn't reach it. Let me remove it because we took a look at it. Then you recommended PTON. Let's take a look at PTON. PTON is nice, but there is one rule. And remember, my rules of watching the stocks, I don't trade them after a really wide bar candlestick. Why is that? Because after a huge move, you need resting period, you need consolidation, or you need a pullback. So basically, in PTON, I will not take it to the long side unless we pull back to 111 at least, and then start coming back up. The other thing is the strong moving average right ahead of us. Definitely not taking it to the long side into it. So for now, it's not the cleanest one, but not a bad one as well. APPS. Daily chart is nice. I like it. You see that there is a clear breakout area, and if we manage to go above 75 or 74, 70, 74, 30, sorry guys about this. Sorry about this. I really need to fix this. Okay, done. Cool. You see that we're clearly sitting at the breakout area, 74.90 or 74.80 on the daily chart, but the 60-minute chart is not so clean. There are wicks ahead of us, right? At least around here. Basically, yeah, definitely not trading it to the long side unless you break 79.80. Actually, it's not bad, yeah. The 60 is not bad. 60 is definitely not bad. Cool. How will we play this one? Remember what we said? Not just for a breakout. We want it to overlap because most of the times the candles, they do overlap. You do have the wick after the bullish candle to the downside. So this one, if it breaks up immediately, I'm not taking it because what could happen is a fake breakout and then a drop. But if it's first fakes breakdown and then comes back up, then that's something I'd want to see. Ayman, thoughts on crowd? Let's take a look at crowd. So let's take a look at this thing. Not bad, but again, the uptrend is not really clean. You see that you did break out of here, right? You did break out of this level around here. And after the break, it just did nothing. It went a little bit up and it struggled down. Then here it's breaking up again and it's closing as a reverse hammer. And then it's starting to get pushed back down. This is not looking so strong to me. So personally, I'll not be playing it again to the long side immediately when it breaks up, because it could just do what it did here and what it did around here. I'll wait for it to sell off. I want to see that the sellers are winning and then the buyers are pushing it all the way back up. Second, NIO. So NIO, same thing around here, not really interested in playing continuations after really wide candles. Unless we're having at least like 30, 40% retracement. If we sell off 30 or 40%, and then we start forming a trend to the upside, that I might be interested at. HD and SE. Let's take a look at those. HD is nice. It's really interesting. So you see that we did have a fake breakdown, right? We were downtrending, and then we are breaking down, and immediately after the breakdown, you're closing as an indecision candle and you're starting to get pushed back up. Now you're sitting closer to the breakout area, and if you break, you could have room at least all the way up here or all the way up here. So definitely not a bad one if it gets some volume after market open and if it's giving you a decent pattern out there. But you definitely need to break this level, and you definitely need to take some parcels around this level without being so greedy. SE is nice as well. Small, steady uptrend, but again, we don't like the fact that it did break out with no continuation. Basically, I know what that happened, and you know why that happened. Basically, there is no volume in the pre-market, right? This is the spread playing around here. What do we want to see? We want to see small, fake breakdown, and then a continuation, or basically a retest. I wouldn't call it a fake breakdown. You want it to pull back to the previous resistance area, and then you play it as a retest for a 1 or 2 or 5 minute open range breakout. And again, we're still having around an hour and 10 minutes, right? An hour and 10 minutes, and anything could happen by then. Maybe the pattern will be ready in the pre-market so that you can take it immediately after the market open. SRNE. Actually add those. I want to see what they're going to be doing later. SE and HD. when I'll be finalizing my list. Okay, SRNA. This is definitely something I don't want to watch. Why is that? First of all, we gap up. And how much did we gap up? Yesterday, previous day closed 885. Right now, we're sitting at 955. That is a 60 cents move. 60 cents move. The average true range is 50 cents. We already did a move bigger than the average true range. I'm not sure how much it has in it for a continuation. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. All right. Tesla around here. Tesla, look at the same thing. You see that we did have flat resistance area. It did break out. And after the breakout, it didn't have continuation to the next level up there, right? It immediately gave a fake breakout and it dropped down. What is this telling us? That there is more selling pressure than buying pressure. So I personally expect at least a small sell-off. I don't like the daily chart. Look at this. It's just chopping around. But based on what I see around here, I'd expect more of a sell-off rather than a continuation. But I don't see any potential risk to reward for me to either short it or maybe take it to the long side. All right, let's see what else we have there. Guys, if you want me to take a look at particular stocks, you can call them out. If not, I'll just continue throughout the list. Twitter. This is nice. This is actually awesome. This thing chopped me out on Friday. By the way, guys, on Friday, I'm going to admit I was at max loss. I tried Twitter on two trades. I first played it here for a breakout, and this one was a bad trade, honestly. I tied on my stop loss and it got me out. When I took it to the long side, I was supposed to have my stop loss somewhere down here, and I would have been stopped out only one time somewhere around here, and then I could have continued trading. But because I tightened my stop loss and then revenge traded it, I just got out to max loss in two trades immediately to the after it failed. Today, it's not looking bad again, and we're sitting literally at the breakout area. The next level we're having is $61. The average true range is $1.75, so we can make a move all the way up to $62.25 if it's going to get some momentum and if it's actually going to break up. We're going to keep an eye on it today, and let's see what it's going to do. PLTR. Okay, Twitter. Let's add Twitter for now. PLTR. Let's see. Not bad. This is actually nice. Same thing here. It was uptrending, pulled back into the 9, closed as an indecision candle, continuation. And maybe today we'll have more continuation in it because it's small, steady continuation, not a wide bar on a small, steady uptrend. After a bullish day, could expect another bullish day. This candle is could, if it, especially if it does close as hammer, would be a really good one to pay attention to or to predict the next candle after it. Would definitely need to see small overlap, though it's not really necessary to see it. If you just zoom out the 5-minute chart, you could see that there is the breakout area. You see, it did struggle on Friday to break up, tried it multiple times, but it failed. And today we're breaking up. Today we had the breakout. Right now we're sitting at the retest area, which is the previous day close. So basically, I think a continuation is totally possible on this one. Definitely not a bad one to have right now, and get back to it at 9:30 to see what it's actually doing. CLOV. CLOV stuff. I would expect, honestly, small continuation to the upside, but it could be anything. First of all, it could be a 3-bar play to the downside, wide bar candle followed by the indecision candle followed by another wide bar candle, right? And it could also be an ABCD pattern to the long side, bouncing off the 9 EMA on the daily chart and maybe running to 1750 at least. The thing which I don't like about it is the 50 moving average, and I told you that it could act as a resistance before dropping down. The 5-minute chart also is looking a little bit ugly. You'll have a lot of levels ahead of you. So if I'm going to play this thing, though I definitely will not be watching this thing, it would be only above 1760, because at least here I'll have some room to 1620. That's a decent room, 16 cents on a 60 cents on a $16 stock. And then if it manages to break it, we could have a room all the way to 1750. VXRT. Okay, this is not so cool one. We did gap up. It already did how much of a move? Pre-market, 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 pre-market starting here. 18, 860 to 911. That's around 50 cents. The average true range is somewhere around 75 cents. We already did over 70% of the ATR. Not really interested in watching this one. And yeah, again, yeah, looks dead. Same thing, really gap, big gap. And by the way, guys, regarding the ATR, I do implement it on my style and with all of my trades, but the ATR is not working the same way on low floats, right? Low floats, especially when they are in play and when they are former runners, the ATR is not as important to them and it's not as respected as it is on high cap stocks. Because the low float stock, when it's not in play, there will be some sort of ATR on it, but when it's in play, a lot of people are watching it. Just imagine a stock which has, I don't know, 5 million shares traded, and there are like 100,000 people trading it, right? Everyone buys 5 shares, and it's just already up by a lot. Basically, on low flows, you don't really need to pay much attention to the ATR, but you definitely need to be really good at least reading the time and sales at the current moment, the level 2 and the price action more than patterns. I personally don't trade low floats because a lot, unless they do have all my rules, all the rules I'm looking for on a high cap stock. High caps, they do respect the ATR way more. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to call today around here. Sorry, not, Carlos and Norm will be jumping into the microphone right now. They'll be finishing the pre-market show. If you have any questions, guys, on YouTube or here at BBT, feel free to email me, ayman@beerbletraders.com. And I hope you all have a great and safe trading day. Bye bye.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
Good morning, brother. I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Starting with a quick market pulse on what's coming up this week and what's expected. I know we got some interesting information coming up for this week.
Yeah. First, I just want to congratulate my hometown high school baseball team that won the Texas State Championship 6A tournament. So awesome to watch those kids do that.
Nice, nice.
Anyway,
Congrats, man. Congrats.
yeah, I'm proud of them. They're pretty awesome. Actually, I know a couple of them that work at the grocery store here. So
Sweet.
anyway, that having been said, yeah, interesting week. We closed all-time high last week on the SPY. No economic data today. Everybody is going to be watching for Wednesday. FOMC starts their 2-day meeting to discuss rate policy and QE. That'll be tomorrow and Wednesday, with the announcement coming at the normal 2 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, followed by a press conference with Jay Powell 30 minutes later. We've had some significant data points come out since the last rate decision and meeting that have showed inflation. Inflation was expected to be high. It was even higher than expected. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see how this market reacts. It was interesting when that CPI data came out last week that the interest rates dropped. So it's going to be an interesting week. I'll tell you that.
It sure will be. And again, just we'll see. Definitely going to be interesting to see what happens this week. All right, guys, let's get into it. We have a bit on both sides of the field here, gapping up and down this morning. A couple of low flows leading the way on the gap up list, as you can see here, 16, 30, 26, and a few more down here. So a little bit over the number that we look for, right? Anything under 20 million, we want to be extra careful with. These are sitting 30, 26, and 25, but we'll still be cautious with those there. And then a couple of here on the gapping down list as well. So let's hop into our charts. Let's get into those and see what we have going on this morning. Let's put a couple of rows in here, and we will get started. Let's start with RAPT this morning. This one's gapping up 75%, guys. 446,000 shares traded. It looks like it just started to get going right around here, around 740 or so. So some action starting there, some good volume. We'll have to wait for this one to develop a little more and see if it's going to be a good one for today, or if it's not going to die out before the bell gets here. So ARPT, we're going to put it down here. It's a low float.
Yeah, they had some phase one trial news. So
all right, nice. So that can always get things going again, up nicely, 75% right now. So we'll take a look at that. It's great to see those with some kind of catalyst and not just going up for no apparent reason. So that's always good news there. So ITOS, 30 million shares. This one is up 56%, 353,000 shares traded right now. Pre-market action not as great, and this one's been going for some time now, also 7 o'clock or so. Pre-market action is okay. I think we might have looked at this ticker. Sounds familiar. We might have seen it before on our list. Yeah, we'll have to come back to it. I don't like it as much as I do RAPT this morning, so we're not going to add it to the list, guys. If it does get better, throw it back out. So CRSR this morning. This pre-market action is starting to look really good here after 8:05 or so. You're starting to get some great volume on every 5-minute candle here and a good pre-market activity. This is up 24%. From pretty much doing nothing for a couple of months here, just kind of going sideways and now getting a nice little pop here. So this is worth watching. This one's sitting at 26 million. So it's borderline, guys. We're going to put it on here for now just to be careful, because if you do look at this price action, let's go back to it. You can see this thing is moving from 37. This pop is $2 on the dot, right? So that's a big move for a stock like this. So we want to be cautious. And the spread, not that bad. I'm seeing 3 cents, 10 cents, the most I've seen so far. Not bad for pre-market. So, but again, look at this right here, guys. You got to be very careful with the number of shares you take on this thing. But again, it's moving nicely right now. ORPH this morning, 25 million shares float. Now, this one's been going on since 4:30 this morning. It's got some action here. Interesting pre-market action. And
this is that terrifying company out of Denmark that was absolutely insane last week we looked at. There were 2 of them, and this is one of them.
Yes. I was just looking at this daily. I looked down at the daily. Wait a minute. This is 5 to 80. And yes, I remember that, Norm. Thank you for that. We'll have to see. This is, again, I just want to put it on here just to see what it does today after such a crazy day last week. We'll add it on here, guys. 4.7, 18 million shares float. I'm sorry, 18.5. The float on this one, 25 million. But again, just look, this was Thursday, right? Thursday, just madness. BTX, this one is up 11%, 18 million shares float. Doesn't look great, guys. Similar to ITOS as well. If you look at both of those charts, it's just not looking all that exciting right now. So I'm going to keep it off. If they get better, we can always look at those there. But another low flow stock there. So all low flows so far, or lower floats type stocks, is 30, 26, 25. Let's look at Riot. I see some of the Bitcoin stuff coming up here. And I know this stuff's been in play.
Bitcoin's up like 5% this morning. I think what Elon texted over the weekend about, if, there was the whole issue. He tanked Bitcoin before when he said they're not going to take Bitcoin because it's not economically friendly in the way it's mined. And then he's, I guess he came out over the weekend and said, well, if they find a way to clean it up, we'll take Bitcoin. So it just, no.
Gotta love it. All right, guys, here it is. Here is Riot. They are up 8.3 this morning, 333,000. So not bad. Let's take a look at Mara, how they're looking this morning. Mara, on the other hand, they're both pretty much the same pop. It's pretty flat right now. It's just kind of got a pop early on this morning and not doing a whole lot. So I'm just going to keep one. Let's see which one looks better. They're both look pretty much the same. I'll keep Riot today. Let's do that. I usually keep Mara, but we'll do Riot today. And we'll keep Mara in mind. I just don't want to pack this list up with all the Bitcoin stuff that's out here. NVAX, we traded this one in the past. It's not an easy stock to trade. It can move very wild. Today they're up 7.8, 521,000 shares traded. It depends. This is a very, very difficult stock to trade. You have to know how to trade these type of stocks, right? So it looks like it's nice this morning. It is up nicely today, but you have to know how to trade this one. So I'm going to put it as a possible. Guys, be very, very careful. If you have not traded this one before or haven't experienced a stock that's high priced like this one and can move quite a bit, and the spread is going to be 80 cents, right? I will stay away from something like that. SRNE this morning, this one is up 7.3, 278,000. We traded this before in the past. Pre-market action doesn't look all that exciting. I do like the pop on this here, though, this morning. It does got some potential here, as you can see, finding some kind of support around 6 and now above 9. So that is interesting. Maybe a possible, guys. But it could get better. We've seen that we traded this one before in the past quite a bit right here. So again, it can trade very well when the volume comes in. Notice that if you look down here around this time frame, they had a exceptional volume compared to every other day here. So if that does happen, we can see some pretty good pops on this one this morning. Let's see what takes place there. VXRT, we've seen this one before. When did we see? Yes, this was the one that Vaxar with the vaccine, with the pill vaccine. Yes. So they are up right now 5.8. Now I like this one because a former runner, it can do something here. Pre-market action is okay. They do have some volume here, 1.1 million. And last time they had any significant volume, they don't do much, guys. Right, pretty much dead here. When they do get some volume, you do get some pretty good moves. And we did have some fun with this one in the past. So yeah, let's put it as a possible for now. It is not a low flow stock. I know they're a small company, but look at the short interest on this, 27, almost 30. So it's a little bit on the higher side. That could be interesting as well. So VXRT, we'll put that as a possible. CAN, another Bitcoin play here. CAN actually does look pretty interesting. Actually, CAN has better volume than Riot and Merrick. Oh no, I'm looking at something else. No. I was looking at 1 million. That was VXRT, excuse me. All right, so no, they don't look great. No, take that off. I like Riot better. So we'll remove this one. All right. Wow. Look at the gappers list on the way up, guys. I'm going to stop here. Let's take a look at a few that might be interesting. As always, AMC. This morning, they're up 3.1. We'll keep an eye on that one. This thing has been pretty hot to watch. I'm noticing CRON. Man, we used to trade this one quite a bit in the past. I have not seen this one in some time here. But looking at their pre-market action, they don't look all that exciting. Their daily does look interesting here, chopping around for a possible breakout. But man, I just wish they had a little bit more volume on there. They're not getting that. All right, let's see what else is on here that we looked at last week that might be interesting. Now, we'll stop here on the gap up list. Let's see what's gapping down. Here's Ride. Ride is making some noise today, down 15.3. 2.3 million shares traded right now, so not looking good for them this morning.
Yeah, their CEO and CFO resigned, and they came back with a report on that Hindenburg research stuff. No bueno, homie.
That is never a good sign, guys. I like this one, down 15%, 2.3. Yeah, that is never a good sign. So we'll see what happens there. Here is Gray next. They are down 7.5. I do not like the pre-market action on this one. Daily seems to be all over the place. They don't get volume. The last 2 days, they've seen a good amount of volume compared to what they usually do, which is not much. But their pre-market action is not really looking great. So we'll skip it for now. Also, lower flow stock at 18 million. So we need the volume to be there. We're not seeing that this morning in the pre-market so far. Fuel cell, it is dropping here nicely, 5.6. This is definitely in play, Norm. What we got going on something on fuel cell? We got a nice big drop today with some good volume here. So let's put fuel cell on deck as well.
Yeah, well, I don't see anything fresh. They had earnings last week, I want to say, but I don't see anything this morning. So I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe somebody in the room has info on it.
Yeah. Well, definitely take a look at that one, guys. Dropping.
They got a downgrade.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, downgrade. Okay. Yep. That's going to hurt them a little bit today. So, yeah, definitely in play. UPST, we've seen this one before in the past. Today, they're down 5.2, almost a million shares traded. Pre-market action, not all that great, but their daily. Look at this daily here, dropping down nicely. Now, I know their daily doesn't look great, but I've seen some members take some really good trades on this one when it was in play here a couple of weeks ago. Today, I like this drop here after, getting crushed Friday. I didn't see this action on Friday, but possible continuation, guys. I'm not sure what the catalyst is causing this change in direction here all the way down from 170 now to 118. So that's a big drop over the last couple of days. Now, guys, I know this is not a low flow stock, but you do have to treat this one very carefully because look at the way it moves. Here, right now, just in the last 5 minutes, went from 120, this last 5 minute candle, 120 down to 116.50. That's almost a $4 drop there, guys. So you got to be very careful on the number of shares you take. You know what? To manage the risk on something like that could be very difficult. The spread is not bad. But again, you don't have a whole lot of orders in here. Again, that's going to get better after the market open. But just be careful with this one. I'll put it as a possible.
That one is challenging at best, I would say. I mean, even Brian won't touch that thing. It freaks him out too much. So
yeah, and if Brian, with his experience, a veteran that he is, won't touch it, that kind of tells you a lot there. Yeah. EQ, talking about Brian, guys, hope you watched the YouTube video he put up about the weekly swing trading alerts and his take on the market. So if you haven't done that, he does it every Sunday evening. So make sure you catch that and also sign up for his alerts on the website and you're going to get alerts on swing trading ideas and possibilities. And pick up the book. Don't just follow his trades, pick up his book and see what's going on, learn about the whole process itself. EQOS this morning, they're not looking great, guys. I'm going to skip this one. OCGN, they are down 2.4 right now, 1.3 million. Oops, that's the wrong one I'm looking at. OCGN, here it is. Yep, so down 4%, 1.2 million shares traded right now. Pre-market action looks interesting. Their daily, though, has been just nasty. Although I know, guys, that in here we had some good trading. It did do some good intraday trading in the past. Could be interesting today. Well, down pretty good this morning. OCGN, we'll put it on here. OCGN. All right, there we go. And I am going to stop here. Let's just take a look at NKLA because this is one that we used to take a look at quite a bit. Today, their pre-market action, they're down 2.8. They seems to be making some kind of comeback here since April, May, sitting at 10, now over at 17. But the pre-market action is not looking all that great right now. I do like their daily here if it was any other stock, but this stock could be messy at times. I want to see a great pre-market action out of NKLA if we're going to be touching this one. So we'll skip on that one, guys. Let's take a look at Norm, what do you like this morning so far?
Few people have called it out, so I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but you've got a lower float ENOB that's cranking with a potential AIDS cure.
Oh, that's big news right there. ENOV up 146%.
Yeah. That's
So this is yeah, this is definitely a play. What's the float on this? E and
15, I think.
15. All right, so definitely a top low flow of the day, guys, with a nice, beautiful catalyst. That could definitely get things going here. So looking good right now. Daily, again, we don't worry too much about the daily on the lower flow stocks, guys. We care more about the action right now. And right now, this action looks very, very good on ENOB. All right, let's take a look in the chat, guys. What do we have? All right, so ENOB, we took care of that. CR, SR, yes, we do have. Did we look at that? Yeah, we do have that one on deck. Low flow as well. That's very active. I do like this one. And now looking at the low flows, let's take a look here. ORPH. This is more entertainment, guys. ORPH, RAPT. Actually, they all look pretty decent. Besides ORPH, I just want to see what the hell happens.
Yeah,
with
that's
this one.
just it's just like
that's entertainment. Yeah,
it's entertainment only.
But the other three look really good right now, guys. So we got a couple of low flow stocks here trading very well. NKLA we looked at. Let's head down here. ENOB. Yep, that's good, guys. We got that one. NEO. Let's see NEO and L and CLOV. So let's look at NEO first. NEO this morning, not up a whole lot. They had a great day on Friday, guys. They had a nice run the last couple of weeks, heading down to 31, down to 46. And I recall on Friday, they just started running this one in XPEF, also XPEF. Yeah. We called this out in the room. We did not have it on our watch list, but again, power of being a part of a community, guys. You know, we called it out quickly, and you can see how nice both of these trade. Look at XPEF's run the last couple of a month or two. Just insane here, doing very well. As far as today for NEO, their pre-market action is looking okay. I like their daily for a possible continuation. I'm just concerned if they're going to have any juice left after such a great day on Friday. Also, you're getting closer to an area of resistance, which actually might be good for us if we get a rejection here back down to 44s or so, or if we can break out of this and head towards some high numbers. So it could be a good possible for NEO. If they get the volume today and they start trending in one direction, that could be very, very nice. And also keep an eye out on XPEF, because XPEF has been moving very, very well as well. CLOV this morning, they are down 1.3, 925,000 shares traded. I think they're getting a little bit messy now, guys. They were okay here. Now you go into about the fourth day of this, and look at Friday. We didn't do a whole lot on the daily, and I expect today might be the same thing too. As you know, some technical damage was obviously done here with the way they were trading, with the insane amount of volume they're getting. So not sure what to expect out of this one. We know this ticker, CLOV. We traded before in the past, even outside of this. So if it hits our scanners, we can take a look at it. But I'm just concerned that it might be a little bit messy today. CLNE. Let's take a look there. CLNE, this one here. It's got some good volume, 910. Pre-market's just going flat right now. It could be okay. Very interesting though. Look at every single candle ever since the 4th. Every candle here, this thing has gapped up somehow and ended red every single day. There's no green candles since the 4th, although there are not on the weird uptrend here. It could be okay, guys. I mean, I'd rather keep, instead of this one, I'd rather keep CLV on my list, really. You know, if we're going to keep something like this, CLV would probably be the one I'll watch instead. So let's put that as a possible on the list here. NCTY, we've seen this quite a bit in the past. Pre-market action is pretty quiet right now, guys. Only 141. They're up 4%. They're daily a little bit messy, but they had done some good trading in the past here. We've seen that. We saw that last week. Their possible breakout. I don't like the pre-market as much right now compared to everything else we have here. We have some pretty good ones with some good, decent pre-market action. ITOS we do have on deck. UWMC. What is this? This is up 3%, 400,000 shares traded. What kind of company is this? UW in the float. Let's just check here. UWMC. They are 90 million shares float and what holdings? Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, guys. Yeah, I don't like the dailies. Definitely crappy. It's not great. Pre-market action is okay. They got some volume, but again, I don't like it better than the stuff that we have on here already. Let's take a look at Apple. This morning, I see Thor is looking at that. Yeah, Apple looks great, man. Apple on the daily. If we can get some kind of, and then again, we might not see this until Wednesday, right? No, a lot of stuff might just be choppy the next couple of days until these numbers come out, or the Feds, whatever, have their conversations. This might be a little choppy, but if you look at SPY's daily, this looks very, very good. I mean, I'm sorry, Apple's daily. So I like that. Maybe we'll keep an eye on it as a secondary.
I agree with I agree with what you're saying. I don't know today will be,
Right.
but I definitely think it'll become choppier as we get close to that, considering it's such an important meeting.
Yep. So we'll see how that's going to play out. Again, their day looking very nice, guys. Just battling against this level here over and over again. So now we're under that. Slam it up against it now. Let's see if we can get something going there. All right, guys, let's see what else we have here. Fubo looks good on the daily. Let's take a look. Yeah, good on the daily for a possible breakout. Volume is very light right now, but they could get going. But we have a lot of these too that are looking great, right? A lot of companies, a lot of stocks that were down quite a bit in May and April. You see the nice little comeback. We have NEO, we have XPEV, a lot of companies coming back here. Again, the SPY is obviously helping with that, going up back to all-time highs is doing a good for these companies as well. All right, let's stop here, guys. We got quite a bit. Let's take a look over on YouTube. Let's start with Nacho. Nacho, we got NEO already. That one is on here. Yes, NEO's already on here. As a secondary, had a great day yesterday, possible run. So we'll take a closer look at that. We might be able to move that up to a on our main list, depending how things go. But there's some pretty good ones here right now. Heading down the list, who do we have? SAVA. Let's see here. So we're getting SAVA right now. They are up. No, that's the wrong stock. SAVA. Here we go. There it is. All right. So no, volume is very light, guys. This looks very scary. And what's the float on this, by the way? SAVA. Be careful with stocks like this. I mean, they're just not getting a whole lot of volume. They're moving nicely. I mean, this thing moved what, $10, $15 on Friday with just 9 million. You know, so
yeah, relatively.
Yeah, so just be careful with that. Again, so you just be careful. I'm not sure that's a trade.
It's spready there too at 50 cents.
Yeah, we got a 50-cent spread here, guys. So that's pretty decent amount for a stock sitting at $80 and with no volume. Again, it's just the price action could be funky. Now, if you are an expert at trading these type of stocks, you can do very, very well. But, you know, if you get caught on the wrong side, it can be very, very painful also. So be careful. All right, Apple. Yeah, Apple's worth taking a look at. We do have Apple on here, guys. It's a good one to watch. And this has been for some time here. They've been pretty much going sideways. But today, let's see if they can get some kind of breakout going here. All right, CCO. CCO, I don't know if they're really in play. I don't see much right now. I know last week they had that negative catalyst on NCLH. With people getting, infected with COVID on a couple of trips there. But it didn't really affect them much. They're right back to this area consolidation. So I don't think they're really in play today, guys. I think they reach a point where they come back quite a bit here. And unless something insane comes out that moves them one way or the other, I think they're just going to be going sideways for a bit now. So I don't see a whole lot going on CSEL at the moment. TIGR, let's take a look there. TIGR. A great day on Friday, but again, not doing a whole lot this morning. Could get a continuation. We'll put it as a possible, and that'll be the last one for now. We're going to go over to our community announcements, see what's going on for the week and what's coming up as far as community events.
All right, guys. Swing trade discussion. Brian, with Brian is usually Mondays at 2:30 in the afternoon here in the room. And then Monday night, we have onboarding and technology classes. They begin at 8 p.m. Eastern with Carlos, Kyle, Mike. Then Tuesday and Thursday, you've got trade reviews with Eamon at noon in the classroom. Of course, we do our success webinar series on Tuesday evenings, psychology webinar series Wednesday evenings, and then mentoring 2 different times. You've got one at 11 a.m. with Andrew and then 8 p.m. with Thor, both on Thursday. Pretty soon, we're going to be running the same hours as 7-Eleven. Let's see here. How to make perfect mountain pass trades is the success webinar for this week, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. with the creator of the mountain pass, Senor Peter. Then next week, you're going to have Kyle. I believe this is the first success webinar he's done, but we are dipping.
It is.
Yeah, so exciting stuff. Dipping our toe into talking about crypto a little bit and getting more and more crypto content at Bearable Traders. He's going to be talking about securing your crypto wallet and broker account. Very important. All right. And then this week for psychology, I've got cement trucks going down my street. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but it kind of shook my house. We've got Nada, our mindfulness expert, talking about having a wise and healthy relationship with money. And then next week, Dr. Katz is going to be doing town hall format once again on the 23rd. I know he's missing next Monday, so I'm guessing that's still accurate. I think he's traveling or on vacation, so we can ask him in just a minute. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day. Of course, it should have entries and exits, and then add any commentary you can to describe the trade. Post it on Twitter, tagging at Bearable Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading and Stock Market. We'll announce a winner each afternoon for the trade of the day on Twitter and in the room, and then the team will vote on all the trades of the day from the week, and that'll be the trade of the week announced Monday. All right, New York City. This has actually become a formal meetup with, you're going to have Andrew, Carlos, Mike, and Kyle there for sure, and maybe a couple other mods. I'm not quite sure who. That is on Saturday, July 3rd, 4:30 p.m. at the Three Monkeys Bar. So please check out the forums. It's actually in the forum calendar, not a forum post like they usually are. Check those out. Abiel has put the link above. Yeah, go celebrate with Kyle and have a beer on Andrew. All right. If you are watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24 to get the intro membership at a discount. It doesn't auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. If you enjoy the room, you actually have to go and upgrade to a different membership version. And then also, if you want to either become an elite, if you want to become an annual elite member, you can use promo code Fireworks40 to get 40% off for our 4th of July promotion. Tony, I will not be there. 4th of July here is right on par with Christmas, and Carlos will be there. He lives in New York, but so I am having a party and such at my house that weekend. That was planned and have family in. So, yes, 4th of July is like Christmas. So anyway, the gift is freedom. All right, Dr. Katz. So first, before we dig into this, will you be doing that psychology webinar next week? Or because I know you're out Monday.
Yes, I will. I'm just driving early Monday morning. That's why I need to cancel. But Wednesday night, a week from Wednesday, 8 to 9 Eastern PM, all good for the town hall.
Awesome. Okay. Well, now that we've covered that, we have been going over in the last few weeks the pressure and stress from trading. Today, this is a 4-part series in total. So in 2 weeks, when you're back for Mondays, we'll wrap it up. But for today, you're going to be talking about tips.
Yeah. So, pressure affects all of us in different ways. And, as we've been talking about, the key for traders is really to learn how to harness and use it to improve your performance. And so I wanted to just go over some few simple techniques which can be used to help not only control pressure and stress, but to help improve your performance in high pressured situations. So the first one I want to mention is the aspect of kind of reframing pressure. The question is pressure good or bad? Is an age-old one. And really, your own answer determines how likely you are to be affected by increased pressured situations. If you perceive pressure as negative, you will kind of associate it with, negative thought processes such as self-doubt. But if you kind of perceive pressure as something positive, a kind of a feeling, a sign that could help you improve your performance, it's important then to recognize that nerves and pressure really can facilitate good performance. So the key here is really trying to reframe pressure to make it seem positive and to kind of realize and recognize that these feelings can lead to good performance. And we often have to have this our own little internal dialogue sometimes in these situations to kind of help us reframe things in a more positive, constructive way. The next thing is to reduce external sources of pressure. Now, pressure can be both internal and external. The difficulty with external pressures is that, we don't really have total control over that. External pressures could be pressures from family members, for instance, which is why It's important to have conversation with our loved ones, our significant others who might be putting financial or economic pressure on you with trading. It's important to express what those are to help reduce them, because any external pressures are not going to be useful. Social media as an external pressure can often be not terribly helpful. So if you feel like you're looking at a lot of social media and kind of seeing how wonderfully well all these traders are doing, and that's making you feel increased pressure, it may be useful to cut that out. Reducing internal sources of pressure is really important. Most of trading pressure comes from yourself. We are desperate to want to perform well, and depending on your mental skills, your genetic makeup, and your experience, how you will respond to this increased pressure will be different. So, some people need pressure to perform well. Some people like less pressure. I've seen this with athletes all the time in terms of the kind of coaches who kick them in the butt versus who are nurturing and supportive. And it's the same thing with traders. You just got to know what your vibe is and what helps you, in that way. Recognizing the symptoms of being under pressure is really big. Pressure, again, is a continuum from none to, immense. So the greater the pressure, the more likely that certain as mental and physical things are going to start to happen. We talked about that a bit last week, whether it's increased heart rate or breathing. So become aware for yourself what, are signs for you, both physiologically and psychologically, when pressure becomes too great. But you also want to use pressure appropriately in your training, much like athletes. The number of trades, the sizing, you need to create some level of discomfort at a reasonable rate to get better. It's always, we get better by pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone. So don't associate pressure associated with reasonable pressure, putting ourselves out of our comfort zone as something that's necessarily negative. Okay, that's how we improve. And a key thing here is to have a checklist so that in the heat of the trading moment, you don't try to do different things. It's important, of course, as we've talked about before, to stick to your plan. Change happens when people panic and they lose their discipline. So having a process and a plan is really key. And just remember, some traders rise to pressure while others falter. And, pressure gets more intense, the more money, the more risk, the more size you take. And so really learning how to deal with and respond to pressure in a positive, constructive way is really crucial to optimum trading performance. And this is something that hopefully all of you will take note of and spend some of your non-trading hours kind of working on for yourself. In 2 weeks, as Norm said, we can wrap this up. I have a bunch of kind of trading stress management techniques and things to discuss, and that'll kind of conclude this 4-part series.
Awesome. Great tips. That social media part, I especially believe to be true. So in this world, we're bombarded by seeing what everybody else is doing. Attempting to keep up with the Joneses can really mess you up mentally. Anyway, thank you, Dr.
Especially
Katz.
Norm, and just Norm, just to say one thing, because often people post their most positive things, and so it really gives a skewed view of the world. It's, as I've said before, people post their beautiful meals on Instagram, not the burnt chicken they've done for 3 nights in a row. So it does give a misleading view that often could increase the pressure for people.
I am 100% on that one. Agree with you. All right. Have a great week, Dr. Katz.
Okay. Take it easy.
Take care.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Dr. Katz. Guys, let's make sure we give him a big thumbs up over on YouTube. Highly appreciate him coming over every Monday and setting us up.
It doesn't only go with trading either. That's just about everything in life. You get caught up with that, it'll, so
drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know a couple of people that, they quit all this stuff because it was making them sick. They quit all the social media. And again, that expression was perfect. They're not going to put up the burnt chicken they did for the last 3 nights in a row. So well said. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's look at a couple of things in here we have on our list. Let's start with RIDE. So again, Bitcoin's up today, guys, and you can see that across the board. RIDE already up 9.7, 470,000 shares traded. I like RIDE this morning, but you can also take a look at Mara. All of these are going to be moving, with obviously with the whole Bitcoin thing here, but Riot seems to have a very, very nice pre-market action this morning. It's slightly better, up a little bit higher, seems like. So I do like Riot today for the Bitcoin play. Let's take a look at AMC. AMC starting to get going here, guys. Already up 6.6 this morning. So that's looking pretty active today. They're daily interesting as well, guys. Had a nice big pop over, when was this? The beginning of June. All right, we kind of just shuffled around here a little bit and now seem to be going back up towards this 55. So let's see where that goes there. Here is Ride. Ride again got some negative news, so they're down quite a bit. Their pre-market action a little bit all over the place. Their catalyst though with their CEO and I think Nor mentioned their CFO leaving. That's never good news there. So we'll have to see what happens here. I like this one down 16%. I like the volume on this one. Let's see if we can get something going here. Fuel Cell was very active in the pre-market and continues to do so. Volume has kind of come down a little bit. I'm not saying it died down, but it calmed down a little bit from earlier this morning. But still, this is looking pretty good pre-market wise. OCGN is the other one we have here. This is 1.5 million right now. I do like the drop in the pre-market also, getting a little bit of a base here around $6. Let's see what happens there. So I think that's a good list. Let's take a look at our possibles. TIGR this morning. I do like the potential for a takeoff here, but right now, I mean, it's just the pre-market is not really active as we're seeing elsewhere. CLOV, guys, this one looks pretty interesting. So I might move up CLOV. How much space we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 on here. We can add one more. So CLOV is definitely for the running for that spot. CRNE looks decent as well. Let's take a look at NVAX. I'm going to remove NVAX, guys, because I know I'm not going to trade it. I know they seem to be in play today. They're up 7.2, which is big. But again, they're just a very difficult stock to trade. And when you have other stocks that are trading better, that have better liquidity, that have better volume, I think it's better to look at that. And yes, we use the term spready. Somebody asked if spready is a term. I don't know if it is, but we're used it here. So let's see. VXRT. Yeah, this was a runner before. We've seen this one. I'm not sure. We'll keep it as a possible for now. UPST. This one here is okay. Neo is good. I like Neo for the good possible as well. And then Apple, of course, we'll keep a look at that one. I think CLOV is the best one out of this list so far. I think this is worth moving up this morning. So we'll put a CLOV up here, and I think that makes up our list. So we'll delete that there, and let's go ahead and start doing some levels for this guy. So here's Riot this morning. They are up nicely, 9.3. High of the pre-market sitting all the way at 34.24. So we'll throw a level there. Outside of that or above that, we do have another level right here. Nice one, 36.41. So let's throw on a level there. And then I do like this level here, guys, quite a bit. 39.01, excuse me. So if you draw a line right on there, you can see area of great resistance. You also got good support here, a little bit higher than 39.01. But again, remember, guys, these levels are an area, right? Don't get too picky on them. This one right here looks very, very good. Great support happening here. You also have some nice resistance here as well. So definitely want to have that on. That's a big level to have there. And then you also have 36 also showing support here going back early April. And then you also have here in May more support as well before we had this nice little breakdown. Towards the bottom, guys, do not need to add any more. The high from 2 days ago, this would have been Thursday, is basically the low for this morning, right, in the pre-market. So you're good there. And then below that, guys, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Previous day closed right on here. You're pretty much set as far as levels on Riot this morning. Here's AMC taking off high of the pre-market. I'm going to mark it down, but we'll probably be breaking through that. 52.75 at the moment. And I do like that level anyways, guys. 52.75. If you look at that now, you are getting some touches here on the daily as well. So that seems to be the high for a couple of days here, opening and closing right around that area. So I'm going to keep that there. Even if we break through it, we'll mark the new pre-market high when we take a second look on the way back around. But I think that's a good level to have on there. Couple of levels here. We have 60.74. We have 68.73. And obviously all the way up here, 74.45, which is your all-time highs right on here, I believe. So looking pretty good right now, guys. Very active. Volume is just insane. 7.3 million shares traded. We are up 6.4 on AMC. This thing is hot once again here this morning. Here's Ride. Again, they had a nice drop. So let's get some levels here towards the bottom. You clearly have this one here, 890 level of support. Pre-market is low is a little bit higher than that at 916. We'll mark it down for now in case we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. We touched on this very early on, 918 to be exact, and we have not been quite to it yet, right? So we're kind of keep bouncing back up here. This might be the low if this thing decides to turn around here, the low of the day. So if we go down towards the bottom, we do have this one here, 786 is a good one. And also all the way down here, great support over at 692. So you got a couple of levels towards the bottom in case this thing does flush. Again, they don't have a great catalyst this morning. Hence the reason they're down 17.4. And we'll see if they do get a pop. You do have highs and lows from the last 2 trading days towards the top here covering you. Fuel cell this morning, great action, guys, very active. They are trading 1.4 million right now. Low of the pre-market 984. Towards the top, guys, you're pretty much stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days right on here. So if you look around there, you got tons of levels already. You do not need to add any more. Now, if we look outside of this box here, outside of this range, we do have towards the bottom 930. Let's take a look at that. And then also down here, you also have another great level of support right over here and resistance in the past here. 842 is a good one there as well. So I think that's all you really need to add. If you want to add something towards the top side here, which I doubt they'll be doing today, they're down pretty rough this morning. 1121 will be the next level above this areas of the previous day close and the highs from 2 days ago, which also has a lot of touches, guys. This previous day close line, a very important price for them, 1060, 1058. You can see how much resistance they had here, even in the last couple of days before this drop today. So that is fuel cell. I do like the pre-market today, guys. They got great volume, nice little range, nice movement for us this morning. OCGN dropping here nicely. The low of the pre-market sitting at $6 right now. So we'll throw a level there. Let's see if that's going to be able to hold $6 right there on the dot. Towards the top, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. I don't think you really need to add the pre-market high. I think this level here on the daily is going to be more important. This is your low from 2 days ago. So I think that's going to be more important. And that's running across right through here. This is your pre-market high right there. You know what? I already put the line there. Might as well just add it. 656. But be on the lookout for this line. This is your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Slamming up against that 6. Not looking too good. Looks like we're going to break down. So let's head over to the left and find some levels towards the bottom here. We're going back now to April time frame, and we do have 526, a level there. And then towards the top, let's see, above that slightly, we do have one on here around 653, another level there as well. So a couple of levels towards the bottom there, most recent levels that we have on the daily. If this thing does break down to the 2 levels we just added, we can also go back here to February and get some more levels on there as well. But right now, I think we're pretty much set on this one. Again, continues to struggle to hold that 6. I think we're going to get a flush there. Then towards the top, guys, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days have pretty much got you covered. CLOV, again, they got some great volume, guys. I think they could be messy today, though. I was talking about this earlier. It might just head sideways, but it was the best one on our secondary list to complete our 6. So let's see. TIGR doesn't look great. SRNE, maybe. This could be all right. VXRT. You know what? VXRT, good day on Friday. Possible continuation here at 1.4. They could be all right, actually. VXRT might be slightly better than CLOV. We'll see. We're splitting hairs really there. Let's take a look at the moderators list in a bit and see what they have on their end. Here's Neo. Neo could be exciting. And then also we always got to keep an eye on Apple just in case things get going here. All right, let's take a look at our moderators lineup this Monday morning and see what we have going on here. Let me go ahead and resize this, disable the video so you guys don't get some crazy madness mirror effect, and we'll bring this over here. So let's see. Here we go. Slide this on down, and right in here we have our moderators lineup. All right, let's take a look what we have here today, guys. Let's start with who do we have? We have Thor. He's looking at Neo, Apple, Microsoft, American Airlines this morning. Peter, lots of IPOs scheduled for the week, but none for today. Dima is looking at CR, SR. We think we have that also. Oh, we didn't go over our low flow stocks. We'll look at that because we do have some good ones there. That is a lower flow stock, so be careful there. We have Riot, VXRT, and Apple. this morning. Next meetup, guys, Oregon and BBT meetup is going to, information is linked here, so that should be also on the YouTube page as well. And we also have the NYC meetup, guys, coming up as well. A lot of us are going to be there. Andrew, myself, Thor. We're celebrating Thor's 40th birthday, so don't miss that. And again, you do not have to be a member for the meetup. So if you're on YouTube and you want to come, just RSVP, and we'll love to have you there. Here is Tiffany, her list: AMC, Fuel Cell, NVAX. Secondary list Apple and Ride. Peter is looking at Ride, AMC, AMD. Secondary list RAPT. I believe that's a low flow as well. This is really, really good this morning. Apple and NVAX as well. John is looking at his 5-day breakouts on GameStop, NVAX, and SQ. And Mike is looking at NVIDIA and also NVAX this morning on his list. All right, let's take a look over at some of the low flows that are very active today, guys. We have ENOB. This one's very good. Probably one of my favorite ones this morning. And they also have a good positive catalyst today, a strong catalyst. So that's looking very good. 13 million shares traded, up 168%. ORPH, I have this here. This is just entertainment purposes, guys. I want to see if we're going to do something like this. This will be fun to watch. So I have it here for that, but it doesn't look great as far as the other ones that are on here, like the one we just saw, and ENOB. That one's amazing. CRSR also looking very good. Great pre-market action. That one's up 28%. And we also have RAP T here, also 1 million. So again, all these low flows besides ORPH, this one here, looking very good this morning, up nicely with some good digits there and volume as well. All right, guys, that completes our pre-market show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube. Have an amazing start of your week on this Monday. Remember, tonight is the onboarding class at 8 p.m. Eastern time with myself, Mike, Kyle, John stops by once in a while as well, say hello, so we appreciate that. Make sure to tune in for that, so you can still sign up if you haven't done so. We'll do it tonight at 8 p.m. Go over our community, our environment, what we offer for you, and just check if this is the right fit for you, right? You can sign up pre-market 24, and you get access to the entire chat room for an entire week. And you can also download, someone asked about Dash Trader Pro. So it is $300 for Dash Trader Pro. That's the members discount. So instead of paying the $150 per month, you could pay $300 for 3 months. You save up $50 per month, right? So if you're a member, you get access to that discount. But also, if you are signing up for the onboarding class, you can also sign up for a 14-day free trial with that. So go to our website. We have a 14-day free trial. Make sure you do all of them together, right? Make sure you do the trial with our chat room, and then make sure you do the trial with Dash Trader Pro, completely free, no commitment, just like ours. There's no commitment, and you can get a feel for the chat room and also the platform as well. So it gives you an idea of everything that's involved there. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us in the YouTube channel. We appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here. We're live every Monday through Friday. And we're going to continue here with our members. Brian and Andrew are up next, going over their watch list and what they like this morning. And looking forward to an amazing week of trading, guys. So take care. Trade safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.